Hey everyone, welcome back to Blockchain Gurukul. So imagine this, you send money to your friend. Normally what happens, the money goes through a bank, the bank verifies it, records it and approves it, right? But what if I told you there is a system where no bank controls the transaction, yet it is still completely secure. No middleman, no central authority, and once the data is recorded, no one on the earth can change it. Sounds impossible, right? Yet, this exact technology is already being used by companies like IBM, Microsoft, governments around the world, and even by millions of people using Bitcoin. And the technology behind it is called blockchain. But here is the interesting part. Even in 2026, most people still think blockchain means only cryptocurrency. That's like saying the internet is only for sending emails. So in this video, I will explain what blockchain really is in the simplest way possible with real examples from India and the world. And by the end of this video, you will understand why blockchain might become one of the most important technologies of the next 20 years. So let's see blockchain in simple way. Imagine 5 friends living in different cities. One day they decide to create a shared notebook where they record every money transaction between them. Let's say Rahul sends 500 rupees to Priya. So instead of only Rahul writing it down, all 5 friends write the transaction in their notebook. Now imagine this continues for years. Every transaction is written by everyone. So if someone tries to cheat and change the transaction, the other 4 notebooks will immediately expose the fraud because their records will not match, right? And this is the core idea of blockchain. Instead of one central record, many computers around the world maintain the same record. This makes the system transparent, secure, and extremely difficult to manipulate. Now, the word blockchain sounds complicated, right? But it is actually very simple. Think of it like a digital notebook made of blocks. Each block contains a list of transactions. Once a block becomes full, it gets sealed using cryptography and connected to the previous block. So it forms a chain of blocks, and that is why the system is called blockchain. But here is the powerful part. Once a block is added to the chain, it becomes almost impossible to change it, because to change one block, a hacker would need to change every block after it across thousands of computers worldwide, which is practically impossible. That is why people say blockchain is trustless technology. Not because there is no trust, but because you don't need to trust a middleman anymore. The most famous blockchain example is Bitcoin, which is created by Satoshi Nakamoto. Before Bitcoin, sending money internationally could take 2-3 days and involve multiple banks, right? But Bitcoin allows people anywhere in the world to send value directly to each other. No bank, no approval, no officers. Just a decentralized network verifying transactions. Today, thousands of cryptocurrencies run on blockchain networks like Ethereum, which also introduce smart contracts in which programs automatically execute agreements. But here is something many people don't realize. Blockchain is much bigger than cryptocurrency. In India, blockchain is being explored for land records and digital governance. Some states are experimenting with blockchain systems so that property records cannot be manipulated, because land disputes often happen when records are altered. With blockchain, once a record is stored, it cannot secretly be modified. Globally, supply chain companies are also using blockchain. For example, food companies can track the journey of a product from farm to supermarket. Companies like Walmart have used blockchain to track food supply chains to improve safety and transparency. Then another interesting example is digital identity. Here, instead of governments or corporations controlling your data, blockchain could allow people to own and control their own digital identity. Which means in the future, logging into apps might not require passwords or centralized databases. Now, here is the big question. Why is blockchain still such a hot topic? Because the world is slowly moving towards decentralization. Today, many systems rely on centralized control. Banks control money, tech companies control data, platforms control digital ownership, but blockchain introduces a different model. A system where networks are controlled by communities rather than single authorities. This idea has led to innovations like decentralized finance, DAOs, and Web3 applications. And while the technology is still evolving, the potential is massive. In fact, many experts compare blockchain today to the internet in the early 1990s. Back then, people also asked, why would anyone need the internet? And today, we literally live on the internet, right? But let's also be honest, blockchain is not magic, okay? Not every problem needs blockchain. And many projects in the past few years were overhyped or scams. So the real future of blockchain will not come from hype. It will come from real world applications that actually solve problems. That's why understanding blockchain today can be a powerful advantage, especially for students, developers, and tech enthusiasts. Because the next wave of innovation may be built by people who understand this technology early. So if someone asks you what is blockchain, you can tell them this. Blockchain is a decentralized digital ledger where information is stored across many computers, making it transparent, secure, and nearly impossible to alter. Now, I am curious about something. When you hear the word blockchain, what comes to your mind first? Cryptocurrency, technology, or just confusion? Tell me honestly in the comments. And if you want to truly understand blockchain, Web3, and the future of technology in simple language, make sure to subscribe Blockchain Gurukul. Because on this channel, we break down complex technologies into clear, practical knowledge anyone can understand. And in the next video, I am to explain something even more interesting. So, I'll see you in the next video. Bye.